On December 27, China publicly claimed that a People's Liberation Army Navy vessel had rendered humanitarian assistance to a distressed Philippine fisherman in the South China Sea, presenting the episode as a rare moment of cooperation amid wider tensions. According to Chinese accounts, the guided missile destroyer Hefei, hull number 174, was on a routine patrol when its crew reportedly sighted a small Filipino fishing boat in distress, prompting an immediate shift from patrol to rescue posture. Chinese media say the incident unfolded on December 25, Christmas Day, when sailors noticed a lone Filipino fisherman signaling for help at sea, and quickly maneuvered closer to confirm his condition and the status of his idle vessel. Beijing statements describe the fisherman as having been stranded for more than 3 days after his boat's engine failed, drifting helplessly in contested waters and relying on passing ships to notice his improvised plea for rescue. Reports from Chinese outlets say the crew of Hefei launched a small rescue boat that sped over to the wooden fishing vessel, handing over bottled drinking water and basic food supplies to stabilize the fisherman until local authorities could take over. State-linked media later released video clips showing the Filipino fisherman holding up a makeshift "Help Me" sign, while Chinese personnel in a rigid-hull inflatable boat tossed provisions across and exchanged brief, halting greetings with him at sea. Chinese and Coast Guard accounts say that when asked about his route, the man explained he had been sailing towards Subic Bay, northwest of Manila, placing the incident along a corridor frequently used by Philippine artisanal fishers. After handing over supplies, the Chinese crew reportedly radioed the nearest Philippine Coast Guard vessel to arrange follow-up assistance, telling Manila's forces where the fisherman was located so they could move in and complete the rescue. Chinese Coast Guard reports placed the event in waters near Huangyan Dao, which Beijing administers and calls its own, but which lies close to Scarborough Shoal, an area that has become one of the hottest flashpoints in the South China Sea. Scarborough Shoal, claimed by both China and the Philippines, sits well inside Manila's exclusive economic zone yet has been effectively controlled by Chinese vessels for years, turning it into a symbol of the broader maritime dispute. Official Chinese statements framed the actions of warship 174 as swift humanitarian assistance, emphasizing the speed of the response, the Christmas Day timing, and the PLA Navy's supposed commitment to maritime safety regardless of nationality. The Philippine Coast Guard later said it appreciated the humanitarian gesture but pushed back on parts of China's narrative, questioning details such as how long the fisherman had really been adrift and why a PLA Navy destroyer was operating so close to Philippine waters. Manila has repeatedly accused Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels of blocking or harassing Philippine resupply missions to outposts in disputed areas, arguing that these confrontations show a pattern that one rescue cannot erase. In earlier incidents, the Philippines reported that Chinese ships used water cannons, dangerous blocking tactics, and even ramming maneuvers against its boats, injuring fishermen and damaging hulls near contested shoals in the South China Sea.